Welcome to Ruby Moss Cottage. My name is Joyce, and boy has it been a while since I've done this. Just crazy busy, you know what it's like. So I'm just not going to make a lot of excuses. It is what it is, and I'm here now. I have missed, though, I haven't even been that active on Instagram, and I've missed all that interaction. I think I've just let myself get too busy. And I can't even tell you, I can't even say, oh, I have 5 finished sweaters or anything like that. I just, you know what it's like, just every day. And I'm hoping now that cooler weather has set in. We're going out of town this weekend, but other than that, I'm good to go I'll be home for a while, as far as I know. You never know around here. But yeah, so let me start from the beginning. Welcome if you are new. Welcome if you're returning. But if you're new, let me give you just a little info. Thank you for stopping by. We are, or I guess I shouldn't say we, I should say I am a mother of 2 grown daughters, and then our oldest daughter lives here with us with their 2 girls. So we have a full house and a fun house. So I take care of them. She's a nurse, so I take care of them 3 days a week, and then I keep my grandson afternoons at Mondays and Fridays, and then the afternoons on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So that has a lot to do with why I don't regularly podcast, because it's not always conducive. It may be too loud, or they may want to play outside, or it's just a whole, list of reasons. But we live in a cottage. I like to say in the summer, we live in a mansion of many rooms, probably the spring and summer, a little bit of the fall. But in fall and winter, we live in a cozy little cottage. The summer months, I include all the outdoor rooms, and we're outside a lot. And then in the winter, we're inside a lot more. We don't get a lot of winter here. We don't get much snow or ice or anything like that. But when you're used to hot temperatures and then it goes down to cooler temperatures, I just like to nest and settle in and stay in the house and keep cozy. But yeah, so that is I like to pretend like it's a farm. It isn't. It is, we live in a neighborhood, and on about an acre lot. And so my neighbor has chickens, and so I listen to those and dream about having my own. The only thing that is stopping me is my husband, maybe. But then we travel so much that I don't want to have to worry about people taking care of them. Although I understand there are ways around that, and I'm sure my neighbors would be glad to look in after them. But until I get all of that stuff figured out, I'm just going to dream. I'm going to continue to dream about it. But yeah, I love to garden. I love to play around outside. This is mainly a crofting podcast, but I may talk about gardening from time to time, or what we're cooking, or just cottage living. But yeah, it is mainly a crofting podcast. I knit mainly. I crochet a bit. I tinker around with the sewing machine, and I paint by number. I love to embroidery. Just trying to think of some things. I love to read. That's not crofting, but it is one of my favorite things, and it is one of the segments that I try to share here on the podcast. And then that may be just about it. So I think the last time I podcast, I was getting ready to go to the mountains with one of my niches, and then we were going to meet a girl from Georgia. She was coming up to the mountains, and we were going to Black Mountain Yarn Shop. That was the weekend that Casapinka was there, and Raybot. was doing a trunk show. So that was a fun weekend there. We rented this cottage. Rhonda rented a cottage that was up in the mountains. I mean up a mountain. It was hairpin curve after hairpin curve and straight up gravel. Oh my goodness. But, and I knew that it was going to be a gravel road. So I knew not to take my car. So I took my husband's truck. And we went and got to the top of that mountain. Very, very scary. Literally sick. By the time I got to the top, I was just petrified. But it was so gorgeous. And so we spent the weekend. We got there Friday. So the goal was to go to the yarn shop Friday afternoon, spend the afternoon there. We knew it was open house from 4 to 6. So we knew that we were going to do that. Then go back to the house and not leave the rest of the weekend. Just sit there and knit. And did we do that? No. Long story short, we went to the yarn shop 3 days in a row. Spent too much, but got what we needed. And then came back home, and I don't think I went anywhere for a while. My husband had taken some hunting trips. And then last weekend was my birthday weekend. And so we went back home to, I call it the hills of West Virginia. My granddaughters call it the mountains of West Virginia. But being born and raised there, they don't seem quite as big. But we went back there and spent the weekend with my husband's side of the family. And both of my girls wanted to be with me for my birthday, so we rented a house. So they said, well, we have to be with you, so you can't go away. So if you're going, we're going. And they wanted to see their grandparents and their little cousin. And so we rented a house, and we all stayed together in the house. And it was the cutest little house, so cozy until the last day. And then there was a plumbing issue, and you don't want to hear about that. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. They had a fire pit at nighttime that we could set outside, and we did that one night, and it was a nice birthday weekend. We just mainly hung out. We hung out at coffee shops. The girls took me for breakfast the morning of my birthday. We went to this place called what was it called? Love, Peace, and Little Donuts. And you talk about bohemian hippie vibe. It was, I'll put some pictures in here. It was a lot of fun. They just had the little donuts, hence peace, love, and little donuts. But delicious flavors, and we hung out there for a bit, and then we went on up to get my mother-in-law, picked her up, and then went to a coffee shop and sat for the rest of the afternoon. We had lunch there, and I knit there, and just hung out and had a good day. So then we came back home, and this weekend my husband is well, he surprised me it was my birthday present, and he's taking me to New York City, and we fly out tomorrow, and so we will be there for a long weekend. And probably by the time you're watching this, that will have come and gone, but I'm looking forward to that. I was thinking that I would have a relaxing trip away. I kind of figured I was going somewhere. And I was thinking mountains or beach, and then he said New York City, so that kind of, I have to switch gears really fast. Not a problem at all. I plan to go to Pearl so I can get the orange fringe supply bag and eat pizza. Eat. I love to go there and eat. So I think that's about all that's been going on around here. Let's get on to the crofting. Let me show you first of all. I'll start with what's out of my bags. Okay, so I have the jelly roll socks that I was working on the last time. Well, they are now finished. I guess I could have put both of them on sock blockers, but this is what they look like. These were my vacation socks. If you'll remember, I started these when we went on vacation. This is called Mermaid Tales yarn by the Lemonade Shop. And then this, I'm not sure. It was just stash I had in my, it was just yarn I had in my stash. But yeah, this is the Jelly Roll Socks by, excuse me, Orange Knits, I think is what she goes by on Instagram. If that's wrong, I'll put it down here. But I'm very pleased with these. I'm not really a shorty person sock, but I made 2 pair this year. I just loved these. And then the other pair I made because Amber from Maker's Haven had come out with a pattern. It was called Strawberry Fields or something, and I really love strawberries. It was strawberry season, had the yarn, and so I jumped on board. But anyway, this is Jelly Roll, like I said. So this is out of my bags. Woohoo! I'm excited about that. So that's my 5th pair of socks. If you count shorty socks as a pair of socks. 5th pair of socks this year that I've completed. And I know that's kind of laughable to most, but, you know, it's pretty good. Okay, another thing that I finished, if you will remember, I was doing the Kate Davies, it was Bluebell's, it was a Bluebell sweater, and I made the Bluebell's cardigan. I made the sweater and then I steeked it for the very first time, my very first steek, and turned it into a cardigan. It is a cardigan with no buttons. I kind of got lost on the buttonholes. I've never, anytime I've knit a sweater and done buttonholes, I've never liked the way it worked out. I feel like the holes stretch too big, or I don't know. I'm just not happy with it. I never button them anyway. So I thought I would not put buttons on this. So I went ahead, and I would just leave it like an open cardigan like I wear all of my cardigans. So I went ahead and put in the I don't know if you can see the ribbon. It was a vintage ribbon that I had on hand. And then I put it in on this side too. And I put my little Ruby Moss Cottage. Okay. And I like the way it's very firm and stable. I like that. But when I put it on, this doesn't tend to lay off to the side like I would like it. It kind of just does this number. So I'm going to try to put 2 button or maybe 1 button in a snap just so that it closes them nicely. It's okay the way it is, but I think I would like it better if we just had some kind of closure there. I'll put a button and then just maybe put a snap on the back of it and then snap it rather than button, because it would be too much work to go back in and put a buttonhole, I think. But it turned out very, very nice. I'm pleased. I like the fit through the arms. Right here, it bunches a little. I'm going to have to perfect that. But you know what? All sweaters are just kind of maybe a little big through there. And maybe I'm the only one that would notice it. But I'm pleased with the way it turned out. I did put a little stabilizer in around the collar. And not sure. I may have to put ribbon around that. I'll wear it. Though there will be like a t-shirt underneath of it. So it shouldn't itch. This wool is Jamieson and Smith. And I got it from thewoolythistle.com. I get a lot of my wool from her. It's very quick shipping. She has great selections. I have some that I just ordered. I'll show that to you in my shopping bags. But yeah. So this is the Kate Davies Bluebells. I'll probably call it, oh, it's not Bluebells because I didn't do blue. They look more like pink tulips to me, but it's wool and it's fall, so I don't know what I'll call it. But I'm happy. I'm happy that it's off the needles and out of my bags. That's the front, that's the back. I should have worn it today, huh? I'll wear it one podcast. Then out of my bags, I have the Farmhouse Shawl by Cabin 4. And I'm just going to hold it up. You're going to lose me for a little bit. But this is it. And I added fringe because I love fringe. It's huge. I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram feed. I am Ruby Moss Cottage on Instagram. Feel free to follow me. But it's so big, and I wanted it to be big. I repeated. I did some repeats. I made this longer. I made this section longer. I wanted it big so it could just wrap around me. I love to get all wrapped up in a shawl. This yarn is, what is this yarn? I think it is, Malib. That's not right. This yarn is the same yarn as this. It's Madeline Tosh. It was Madeline Tosh, and I cannot remember the color, and I didn't have a skein left, and I don't have any tags left. I'm sure I do. There's someplace stuck waiting to be for a moment like this when I need all the information. But I love the yarn. It's tonal. It kind of some grays and blues and charcoal. It's not showing up real well, but I'm very happy that it is ready to wear. It's perfect weather for it. So that is out of my bags. And that is all that's out of my bags. You know what? This looked prettier with the yarn up there. Oh, okay. So that's out of my bags. Let me go on to, I should transition nicely into what's in my bags. But because this mind just jumps all over the place, it's just like squirrel. This is out of my bag of tricks. Okay, it's not finished. It is not finished, but this is the quilt that I've been working on. It is put together, oh my lands, to the person who said, buy the spray, the glue spray, that it's, you don't have to go to pinning all those layers together, all 3 layers together. Well, thank you so much for that. We have a local quilt shop here, so I went down there, I got it, and there's a learning curve to it, I may add. I would spray it, and this, I think you'll remember me saying it's supposed to be a full size, but it drapes over a queen size bed easily. So I had that all out, and that's big, on the floor. Had that all out on the floor, and then I'm spraying, and I'm putting the next layer on. Now, I should have known to maybe do it in sections, do the top part, and then walk my way back. But did I do that? No. I spray the whole quilt. And then I lay the batting on top. Yeah, because I had the muslin down. Then I lay the batting on top. And it would kink. And I would have to smooth it out. Got that all done. Then sprayed the batting. And then laid the quilt topper on the top. Walking on the batting that is now gluey. Big ordeal, but finally got it all worked out. And yes, I do like that better than pinning it at all. But I would do it differently. I would work my way backwards in spraying and putting fabric down. So, got it all done. And, I've been walking around on that batting barefoot. And so it's not even thinking it's sticking to my feet. So it was like 2 days later, I was sitting out in the family room in the recliner one night, and my granddaughter went, "Ooh, what's all over your feet?" And I held them up. Here that batting was still stuck to my feet. It wasn't sticky anymore, but it was on there. I had to take like one of those scrapers that you scrape your heels with to get that stuff off, and it still took forever to get it off. But little lesson learned. But yes, the glue did, or the spray adhesive, I guess is what it would be. it worked tremendously. So thank you for that. But yes, so this is it. Now I'm in the process now of going in and quilting, and you're not going to be able to see it. I've got one side of these seams halfway done. So yeah, I was supposed to have had that completely done and another one almost finished by now. They were going to be Christmas presents, but that's not happening. But I'm okay with that. I will just give them when they're both finished, and it might be next Christmas, but what can I do? What can I say? All right, so that was my bag of tricks. I don't have anything else. And if you'll remember, when I first started podcasting, I called my sewing machine, which is right over there. And I'm in my nook, in case I forgot to tell you. See what I say, squirrel? Yes, my sewing machine is over there. That is where I do my sewing. I am in my nook, where I spend a lot of my time. And this is my croft room. It has yarn, sewing machine. I come in here and read. Yeah, I hang out in here a lot. So last podcast was out in the family room, and I really enjoyed that, having the farm table there. It was easy to podcast from. But the only thing is, going out there, the lighting is really poor. So then I have to drag lights out there and everything, and it just, I thought, I'm not doing that. I'll just sit in here. For the longest time, my nook was arranged so that I could podcast in front of my yarn, and then I rearranged, reworked, and reorganized my room, and there's no table over there now. So I didn't have anything to set everything on. So then last time I thought, well, I'll go to the farm table, and this time I decided, you know what, I'm just coming back to the nook. I'll just sit on the love seat that I always sit on, and we're going to make it work. Whew. Okay. So let's move on to what's in my bags. One of the things that I've really worked on, I started on the car ride up in West Virginia. So I would like to say it was North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. But I drove in North Carolina. But that's okay, because coming back I didn't. Okay, so anyway, they're my Halloween socks. They were made in North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. This was the yarn. Remember, this is the sock blank. I'll flip her tag over. The sock blank by Andre Sunitz. And I got this on a fluke. I just jumped on her website one day, and she never has anything in there. I mean, it goes so fast. And these were on there. And so I ordered one. And couldn't decide for the longest time if I was going to use it as maybe like some bunting as decoration, or if I would use it. And the more I thought about it, I thought, you know what? You have to use it. You've got yarn everywhere. And I'm like that. Like, yarn will be so pretty. It'll be like, I don't want to use it. It's too pretty. Or I buy gift bags and wrapping paper, and it's just like, oh, that's so pretty. I don't want to use that. I've got to stop that. Anyway. So I did it. I used it, and voila. This obviously is not, let me hold this up like this so you can keep seeing it the whole time I'm talking. Okay, so this is the yarn blank, or the sock blank. And there's no purple in it, as you can see. So this is some stroll that I had, some knit pick stroll I had in my stash. So I thought, well, that's a pretty Halloween color. And this is how the sock blank knits up. Very pretty. I think it would make it a gorgeous sweater. Now this is only 2 of the kitties. Oh wait, yeah. Yes. 2 kitties did this whole sock. Now this toe, I like to do kind of funky little toes. So this toe is a good bit bigger than what you would normally put. So, but still, even saying that, it only took 2 of the kitties like this one and this one. And then, so that much is a sock. So that's all that it's going to take for me to do another sock. That means I have all of this left to either use as decorations, or I could do a hat. I think I'm going to do a hat. I think that would make a very pretty hat. But there's a lot of yarn on this thing. So, if you're wondering about Andre Sue's Knits sock blanks, yes, they have a lot of yarn on them. It is very soft yarn. It is beautiful yarn. It is easy to knit with. It's just, the art is so gorgeous. Just be prepared. When you get it, you're probably going to be in a dilemma. You're going to think, do I knit it or do I not? Knit it. Because you're still going to have a lot left over. That's so gorgeous. I could just keep looking at it. Ah. So, this one's done, and I just cast on the other one. I cast on this morning, so I don't know if I'll get much done. It knits rather fast, but that's it. Get a little closer, you can see. That's in my bags. Let me show you the bag it's in. This is new. This is a new person I'd never ordered from before. It's the Sitting Tree. And I will put it here for you. Her information on Etsy. But I'm going to hold it up closer. The Sitting Tree. It is beautiful. Can you see that fabric? And then that denim. And then it's lined. Oh, I've got so much to show you. Okay. It's lined just with like natural. But let me show you something else. Okay. So first, before I jump on, this bag. I love it. And so I went on, as you do when you get something in the mail that you love. It's well made. I jumped on her site and ordered another one right away. Just am thrilled with it. The construction, great. The price point, great. But now let me show you. I have a friend, and I maybe should have got her permission, but she has an Etsy shop, so I'm kind of promoting her work. Okay. She's a friend on Instagram, and she's Monique from Canada, and she's Blueberry Fields on Instagram. And I will have to put her Etsy shop here too, because I'm not sure what the name of her Etsy shop is, and it's not in here. But she sent me this little notions bag, and it says farm on it. And so she thought the fabric was just me. Oh, so sweet. I mean, who? I love it. Monique, I love it. So it's in my notions pouch, and you better believe it will be in my bags. Right along with my little knitting bag book that I'm doing along with Patricia from the Knitographer. But I love this. She's got a little yarn ball charm. And then inside, she has a little heart sewn in. Sweet. I'm just speechless. This knitting community is the kindest knitting community. I mean, your birthday wishes and the gifts, and thank you. Thank you so much. It's just so sweet. I love this. So yeah, that's down in there in my Sitting Tree bag and my Andre Sue Knits sock blank. This is a happy bag. So that is what's in one of my bags. And then, oh, let me show you too something else that she sent. Monique sent in my birthday package. Great candy that my grandies loved. But anyway, this card, isn't that adorable? So that card, and then she wrote a sweet little note on the inside. And then this notepad, let me do this. I will tear off my list for the day. and show you this little notepad. It is so cute. Now, this is, I thought I brought the tag of who made it. Phooey. Oh, it's on here. Let me get my glasses. It is catherineillustration.etsy.com. I'll put it on there, but there it is. It's an Etsy shop. So, go on there. I went on there today and looked. I was going to order another notepad. I didn't see a notepad, but she's got some great cards. I want to order some of those. And then she also has like some photos, some artwork for your walls. I love promoting handmade. Handmade anything is better than store-bought any day of the week. I just love it. Okay, she also sent me some David's tea, and it is organic cinnamon. Organic cinnamon. I just bumped that. Organic cinnamon, rooibos, and chai. It smells delicious, and it tastes delicious. That's my tea bag for today. That's what's in my tea bag. Cinnamon is supposed to help you stay focused. How am I doing? But I haven't drank very much of it, so don't discredit cinnamon. It probably does work. My brain may need about 2 cups. But and this cup is my very first piece of Polish pottery. I got that when we were in the mountains. Isn't it gorgeous? I kind of think it looks holiday-ish. I don't believe it was with Christmas stuff, but it's holiday-ish to me. And it isn't, because I will use it year-round. But I'm in love. And now I've got this thing. I want all the mugs that are Polish pottery. So, I'm going to David's Tea this weekend when we're in New York, and I will be getting some more of this. This is so good. So, remember, it's organic cinnamon rooibos chai. Yeah, so that was in with the birthday bag that Monique sent me, and she sent some other things as well. Okay, but we were working with what's in my bags. Okay, so in my bags, this is another thing that's in my bags, and sorry to be talking to you with my head. It's in, this is a bag I've had for a long time. I love foxes, I love mushrooms, and I kind of thought this just looked fallish. But it is a Lully bag, I think. Don't hold me to that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. There's no tag on the inside, but this was her. This is her card, and this was in the pocket. So I'm assuming this is her bag. I bet that she now has tags sewn in, and if this is not her bag, I'm going to feel really bad. But I don't know how I'm going to know otherwise, unless she would get a hold of me and say, no, I never made that. Or someone who did make it say, hey, Joyce, that was me. And if so, I will correct myself. But anyway, I think that's cute. And it's got a lot of pockets on the inside. It holds big projects. All right. So inside of it is, let me show you a picture of it. It's the Parish. I promise there is nothing in that tea but what I told you. Okay. It's the Paris Jour, which means Paris always. This is what it looks like. She did her, this is the designer, and hers was solid color. I saw one on Instagram, and shoot, I want to give credit to where credit is due. And I'm going to have to put her name in here. I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say Le Boost or something like that. I'll put it in. I saw it on her feed, and so I'm kind of copying her look. But this is, let me see how it goes. I think this is, I think it goes like this. Pretty sure. But that is the start of it. Love those colors. And it will have fringe, of course. I'm using Madeline Tosh. I bought this when we went to the mountains to Black Mountain Yarn Shop. And this is, it's the Tosh DK, and it's called Marfa, M-A-R-F-A. But that, I'm using that, and then I'm using Madeline Tosh is DK as well, and it's called Antler. I don't know, that light may be blowing it out just a bit. But Antler, Madeline Tosh Antler is a great yarn to have in your stash. And they have it in all weights. I just love to have it because it goes with everything. And so, yeah, I'll usually always have a fingering and a DK and a worsted in my stash. But those two together is going to be my Paris de Jour shawl. And I have these, my needles are staying in a needle cozy made by Bed of Roses on Instagram. I am going to put all the information below. Are those not gorgeous? And I'm going to talk a little bit more about her later. She has sent some prizes and things. So, I have that in there wrong. I want to talk about her and her Etsy shop. First class. You will love her work as well. But I'm going to try and stay on track and talk about her in the shopping bags. Although this is in my shopping bags, so, but I'll get to more goodies a little bit later. So that is in my bags. And then this last thing that's in my bags right now that I'm working on, something dropped and it's something that's important. I'll be right back. Okay. The other thing that's in my bags that I'm working on, I have other things in bags, but these are the ones that I've been working on. And it's in a fringe supply bag. So this is I have the natural one that I dyed yellow, a dip dyed in yellow. Then I have this one, and I have like a rust color, the rust tan color. I don't know what color they call that. And I'll have an orange one after this weekend. Okay. This is, okay, look away, because this might be a little spoiler alert. I don't know where we are in the knit along with Speckles and Pops by Stephen West. I know where I am. I'm still on clue 1. So I don't know if he's finished. I don't know if there's been finished shawls on Instagram or Ravelry or not. But in case it isn't, just look away until I'm done talking about it. This is Speckles and Pop, and this is my start to clue 1. Not very far along. I just knit maybe a little bit in the evenings. But I'm happy with it. It's a fun pattern so far. I love Stephen West patterns though. I love the, what's the right word? That's not an offensive word. The quirky, maybe. A compliment in the truest sense of the word. Because I'm not really a traditional kind of girl. I am in the fact that I like vintage, but also like things that are just a little different. So, and I've got, this is full of yarn, so I'm not going to pull all of the colors out. This right here is Evil Little Goat. I can tell you what that color is. Be Yourself. And then I'm guessing that I have this front Three Irish Girls. This, can you read this? This Three Irish Girls. So I'm guessing this green is that? I'm not sure. I think it is. I think it is. I think this is Evil Little Goat. What did I say it was? Be Yourself. And then this is Three Irish Girls, Geneva. I think. I'm trying to get it to where it really. All right. So that's fun. I am looking forward to getting Clue 1 done and moving on to Clue 2. But yeah. So that's what those are the 3 projects that are really have my attention. I will soon be finished with these, hopefully soon. And then I'll start another pair, because you always have to have a pair on the go. My husband last night asked me, I was down to about right here, and I was working on it, and he said, all right, so you finished? And I said, well, almost finished with the first sock. And he said, do you ever just do one and put it down and never start the other one? I don't know. That just cracks me up. Sometimes he asks such funny questions innocently, and he doesn't realize that is so normal. I mean, that's like the knitting world. But actually, I don't do that. I don't think I've ever done that. I always finish, and I know that I'm the oddball in the knitting world, because most everybody does. Most everybody has half object laying around. But, or let me put it this way. I can have it laying there and not have started the second one, but I don't go on to another pair of socks until the one pair is finished. Like, I might have a pair in my purse and a pair in the house. Like, maybe. But no, I don't ever just put up a sock, get one sock done, and the other one just leave there. Okay, let me get a little more comfortable here. Okay, so that's what's out of my bags. Now, let's go to shopping bags. It's been so long. Usually when I'm ordering things and they come in, I'll put them in one spot on the bottom shelf over there. And then I know, okay, that's my shopping bags for my podcast. I can show it. But this time with the trips to the mountains, I think I put some yarn away, and so I don't know that this is all of it, but this is some of it, and I'm sure it's enough. This is, I'd done the Harry Potter Club by Molly from a Homespun House, if you'll remember. And this was the last one, so I think this was either September's or October's. And it's called Oh No, She's Made You a Weasley Jumper. So this is the yarn with coordinating. One of the things I love about Molly's sock clubs is she never repeats the color. I think that is hedgehog fibers like that too? I know I did one of their sock clubs, and I think that's they don't repeat their sock clubs. I think I like that. I don't know why I like that, because yarn is yarn. It's going to look different on whatever you knit it and then whatever I knit it. I guess I don't know. And then this is the stitch marker. Isn't that cute? So yeah, that was the last. I don't have any more clubs coming. That was in my shopping bag. And then this is my very first time I've ordered from this girl, Kate Celine. I think it's called, let me see if there's a card in here to make sure before I start running my mouth. It's called, okay. I want to say it's called Box of Socks, but I'm not seeing that on here anywhere. Here's her card. And then So you get everything in the box that you need for the socks. So I'm going to take this tissue paper away so that you can see a little better. So in this box, came these colors. That is so gorgeous. This is called Strawberry Sherbet Dip. And then you also get, okay, I just had them. Sorry about that. Did I move that? You also get stitch markers, a package of stitch markers. And I just had them, and I don't know what I did with them. Okay. They were just here, I promise. I mean, this could only happen to me. Oh, it's in the box. Okay, these are the stitch markers. They're all little mushrooms. So, that, if you've never ordered from her, I've not used it, but it's beautiful. It is delicious. A little close up. So I'm eager to get started on this. You know, I was going to say, but I probably won't until after, maybe in the spring. But this would even make pretty Christmas socks. I like to play along with Little Bobbin's Christmas Day cast on. This, I think, is kind of Christmassy. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. Kate, these are my Christmas socks. I love them. And then this is in there, and I don't know what, well, it's got to be from her because it's got the same little baker's twine. So I guess this was just another extra little freebie. So that will be going in my Cozy Memories blanket. Okay, so much goodies. I just love shopping. And again, this is, you know, an indie dyer, small business. I love that. Now, trying to think here in my shopping bags. I want to save that. This is in my shopping bags. Okay, I'm going to make, I ordered this by hand specifically for this pattern. This is a great book. This is my first one. I can't vouch for any of the other ones, but this one's good. This was in the Puget Sound. It's number 4, and so that's where all the pictures are taken from. The stories are about. But this pattern, I want to show you one that doesn't show a pattern. It doesn't show any wording. I'm going to do that. And this is called Fern and Feather. And it's a top-down Icelandic inspired stranded yoke sweater. Okay, so it's by Jennifer Steingass. It's Icelandic. Now, I ordered this from the Woolly Thistle from Clara. And I'm going to try and make it work for this pattern because I love it. So this, it's the Let Lopi. So there's 4 of this faded denim and then 2 of the cream. So the faded denim will be obviously the sweater, and then this will be the Fair Isle. I got a little panicky this morning, so I went ahead and ordered 2 more of these because I may have to double strand. I haven't even tried to get gauge yet, but even if I don't need that, it's such beautiful, it's soft yarn and great price points. You got to go to the Woolly Thistle. She has got the best wool at the great prices. So that is going to be my Icelandic sweater because I'm going to Iceland in February. And so I want to get that knit so that I can have that. I'm going to buy one when I'm there because you have to. No, that's not. This is Plutolopi. That's what this is, the Plutolopi. Yeah. This, in case you don't know what that is. So that is in my shopping bags. So hopefully the next time I podcast, I will have started that and I'll be well on my way with that. I did order some stitch markers and I don't have them up here. But Knitty by Nature she's on Instagram. One of my very favorite stitch marker makers. There's some great stitch marker makers out there. I just can't find them all. But she sent a little giveaway prize. And it's stitch markers in one of her buttons. So thank you, Melissa. I'm excited to give that away. We've got some great prizes for this farm style cow. So much so. Oh, I mean, like, I want some of these prizes. Okay. Remember me talking. I'm going to start talking about the prizes in just a minute. But I'm just going to use this spot here to talk about the farm style cow. It finishes up November 1st, which is next Wednesday. A week from today, it finishes. And remember, it could be anything. Like, I knit this farmhouse shawl. Anything that has to do with farm. It could be animals. If you want to knit or crochet animals. If you want to find something farm style shawl or anything any pattern that has the name farm in it. I'm co-hosting it with Catherine from, she's from Norway. Good heavens, what is her name? Motivate Creating. Excuse the brain, I need more cinnamon. That'll help. So she and I are co-hosting this farm style cow. She lives on a farm and she dyes yarn. So she dyed yarn with colors that were inspired from her farm. And she has an Etsy shop. And so I obviously had to order some yarn from her, and I ordered her chicken's colorway. And I meant to get a pair of socks knit up for that, but I didn't yet. But it can be, so you could use her yarn because it was dyed with a farm theme inspired by her farm. You could use yarn that was dyed from a place called a farm. You could say this is from a sheep farm. So yeah, anything goes. So it ends November the 1st. And it's only on Instagram. So on your Instagram photos, make sure you put farm style cow. I will put that here. And I'll be drawing. I'll probably wait till the 2nd because I said November 1st. That way, in case people think they have through the 1st, they can enter. But I'm going to be drawing some prizes from there. And I'm going to tell you, I've got some good prizes. I've got a whole bunch of yarn. Someone donated, just wanted me to have some good quality yarn to give on the giveaways. So it's Hue Loco yarn. I've got some Progress Keeper stitch markers, bags that have been given as gifts, and this that I'm getting ready to tell you. Okay, so that's the farm style cow. Now, there is also another sponsor to that cow that she is Bed of Roses on Instagram. I will put her Etsy shop name here. But I ordered the cozy that you saw, the needle cozy, and then stitch markers. I have been in love with this necklace right here. It is so bohemian. I mean, it is me. I have been in love with this for quite a few weeks. It is a stitch marker Progress Keeper necklace. Look at these charms. I mean, have you ever seen anything quite like it? It is stunning. I wear it all the time. I am just... Okay, so I wanted it for the longest time. And I thought, well, you know what? I just can't do that right now. I need to be smarter. And so I knew I'd be getting birthday money and I would order it for my birthday. Well, as it happened, I ordered the needle cozy that you saw with my socks on my, no, it was the Paris de Jour shawl. So I ordered that, and when the package arrived, she had sent me this. I know. I mean, flabbergasted. What generosity. And it was the week of my birthday. So we left town on Thursday. I think it was Wednesday when I got it. So I got to wear it to West Virginia, and I got to wear it all weekend long. Oh my goodness. You will want one of these. I'm really not sure I'm ever going to use these as stitch markers or progress keepers. However, if I'm out knitting somewhere and I need one, they're here. So, Catherine, thank you so much. I cannot even believe how kind you are. Now, all of you friends, she has another version. It's a more modern bohemian, I think she's calling it, where it's like a, not copper, but a gold-toned, bronzy look chain with stitch markers. It's gorgeous too. You need to go check her Etsy shop out. You will not be disappointed. You will feel so cool with this. I'm telling you, this is like the thing to have. Even if you're not, even for non-knitters, because the charms are just gorgeous. And she'll customize it. So, I mean, like, this is me. That's freaky. It's almost like some knitters, telepathically you're connected because, and maybe because it's a bohemian vibe that she knew what charms to put on. But if I had designed it myself, it would be no different. And I just realized something. There is one thing missing. And maybe I did use it when I was in West Virginia and have it on a project. There's a tassel. I've got to find that. But there's a tassel that goes on it as well. So, yes, it is, I'm telling you, it's so, so cool. Everybody needs one. Okay, then she said, I want to give you some prizes to give away to them, to you. Okay, so she sent 3 packages, and they were packaged so pretty. But I had to open one just so I could show you. And so whoever wins this one, well, I'm going to try and wrap it back the way she had it. But probably won't be. But anyway, look at this needle cozy. And then look what's with it. I mean, can you believe it? Oh, you guys. Catherine, I mean, the generosity is unbelievable. So 3 of these, I mean, that's a lot of money she has in this. And they're beautiful, so well made, and just first class. I actually, when I got mine, I got back on her site and had to order some more because I opened this, I'm like, I want that. I need them everywhere. So I did. I ordered myself some more of those. Let me show you her card. Okay, I'm not going to even attempt her last name. Well, yes, I'm going to attempt it, but I hope I don't butcher it because she's Norwegian. And I heard Patricia say her name the other day, and I thought, I'm going to remember how to say that, and I don't. But I think it's Storhay. I would say, where are my glasses? I would say, pronounce it, typically I would have called it Catherine Storheil. But that's the American way. I don't think it would be the Norwegian way. Okay, so that's that, and then this has her Instagram and her Gmail. Okay, I will put her Etsy shop on here. And her Instagram name for you in case you want to message her through Instagram for an order. But that was so sweet of her to do that for you, winners. She also sent me this Choco Chili. This is very good. If you live in a place where you can get yogi tea, this is very good. I already had 1 pack of it. I think that's all I had here. But, Catherine, thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate it. It really helps when I get prizes to give away because I want the prize packages to be really nice, but I can only, I can only afford to buy you so much because I have to buy myself some. So, okay, that is all that's in my shopping bags. My gift bags, in my bags, out of my bags, my bag of tricks. Let's go to my book bag. I've been reading some really good books lately. The first one I'm going to start with is Enchanted Islands. Her and her husband are on an island in the Galapagos Islands and living there as spies. And it's in the build-up of the World War II. And so they're... there's, man, this will have to be edited because there's just a lot of staring into space. I've got the girlies out there. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing and trying to keep my mind on the book. But, yeah, it's a good read. I think that you will enjoy it. And then I read this. Oh, my gosh. The Cottingley Secrets by Hazel Gaynor. This book is so good. This book was in my Once Upon a Book Club last month. It is based from the Cottingley stories. If you know anything about those, I didn't. It's about fairies, and it does span two. It's a lot like the book that I talked about last time, The Lighthouse Keeper's Daughters. How there's 2 storylines going at the same time and then how they come together. So it is a great book for love, friendship, and intrigue. It's got some twists and turns in it as well, but it's magical. And I like that part of it too. So if you know anything about the Cottingley Secrets or the Cottingley stories, you would definitely enjoy it. But I think even if you know nothing about them, you will enjoy it because I did. And so those are the 2 books that I've been reading. I finished. And then my next book club of the month came. Now, I've told you about this where I've subscribed to this and every month it comes. So I want to show you a little bit about it. The box is a little messed up because I tore the tape off of it when it came. But it comes every month in a box like this. It's called Once Upon a Book Club. They have a pink box in this box. So then when you open it up, it has in it the book and then all the prizes or all the gifts that you're supposed to open up on certain pages. Like this is page 82 that you open that one up. So anyway, all the prizes are in there. Now, I just started this book. I'm only on page 20. And it's called The End of Temperance Dare. So I really cannot even review this or even tell you if it's good. I don't really do a good job of reviewing books. I just kind of give you the gist of it, and then they're a little carried away, but we're almost finished. I will tell you, I've started it 20 pages in, and I really enjoyed it. I am enjoying it so far. It is probably not one I would have picked up from the bookshelf. These two words would have stopped me. Haunting and atmospheric. Haunting is not a book that I would pick up. But okay, so this is good so far. But, oh yeah, I was saying haunting would stop me. I don't really, typically, that's not on my list. But because it came in the book club, I'm going to read it. And I like that. I like reading books that I typically wouldn't pick up. Some of my best books have been books that I've read connected to book clubs where I wouldn't have read them, but I'm so glad I did, because even if you had described them to me, I would have probably said, that's not me. Gone Girl would be one of them. If you have not read Gone Girl, read it. And there is absolutely no way I could do it justice. I couldn't even tell you what it's about because there's no way to describe it. It is the craziest book, craziest characters. And even if you saw the movie, you've got to read the book because you can't get into their mind in a movie like you can a book. So this, I'll let you know next time. This is my third book club of Once Upon a Book Club. And I will say the first two I could not put down. So I'm hoping that this one will be the same. And like I started it last night. And I started it in the bathtub. That's where I love to read. And so I read 2 chapters, and then I needed to get out because the World Series was getting ready to start. And then, of course, you can't read and watch the World Series. But, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted you to see this, and you can go to Once Upon a Book Club on Instagram, and that's how I discovered them. I don't even know how I came across them, but you can go find them on Instagram, and then that will lead you to wherever you sign up. And they just automatically take it every month, so you don't have to sign up every month. Or you can cancel. You don't have to stay subscribed if you don't want to. I think it runs around $42 a month. And are you getting treasures with the gifts? Not really, but they're cute, and it's just the surprise element, just the fun factor. I love it. So I just like to pass along things that I love, hoping that you will love them as well. We can enable one another, because isn't that what knitters do best? All right. I think that is about it. Just a reminder that the Farm Style Cow finishes up in a few days. It is now the 25th. It finishes the 1st of November. And I will be posting and talking about the winners on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram as Ruby Moss Cottage. And please, if you liked the podcast, if you're enjoying it, please subscribe. It lets me know, oh yeah, they're out there, they're watching, they like it. And then on Ravelry as Ruby Moss Cottage. There was a Ravelry group. There still is a Ravelry group. It's just not active. I think a couple podcasts back, I came to the decision to go ahead and cancel that. I was going to take it down, but then I thought, if we ever decide we want it back up, I've got all of that taken care of. I need to put a thread up there describing that it's temporarily closed. So the Farm Style Cow is only on Instagram. I hope that works for most of you. And then, so yeah, those are the social. Since you can follow me on Ravelry. Basically, what I do is get on there and look up patterns. I don't even really update my page often. Just basically do everything on Instagram. So feel free to follow along. DM me if you have any questions. And then I think that's about it. I was thinking there was something else I wanted to say. It's been such a long time, and I know when I hang up from here, I'll think, I wanted to say that. But I think that's it. Can't think of anything else. Go visit the shops I told you about. You will be pleased. Catherine at Bed of Roses, the Sitting Tree Farm, Blueberry Fields. As I talked about them, I typed their name in, and then I'll try and do show notes here. I'm getting ready to get out of town, so show notes may not happen. If you have any questions, or if you need to know the name of somebody, just message me on Instagram. I'll be glad to answer. Leave me a comment here. I try to keep up with that. Yeah, I think that's it for now. It's about time for me to go pick up my little Grandy. He gets out in just a few minutes, so we did it. We made it through another podcast together. I'll be in touch through Instagram, and until we meet again, remember to live and let live, and in all you do, take it one stitch at a time, and drink cinnamon. It's supposed to be great for concentration. Works for me.